On the 24th of February 2022, just 1 year ago, Russia unleashed unprovoked and unjustified full-scale military invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine has always been a peace-loving nation, committed to maintaining peace. However, Ukraine is firm in its stance. We will not cede any of our territories, and we will stand by this position.
Slovakia has stood firmly with Ukraine and its people since the beginning of the Russian aggression. The heroism of the Ukrainian nation is truly remarkable. With Russian missiles being fired at Ukraine every day, establishing peace is really a difficult task. Slovak diplomacy strongly supports President Zelensky's peace formula intended to ensure permanent peace, freedom and sovereignty for Ukraine. We must prevent similar horrors in the future by bringing justice to the victims and punishing the perpetrators. The future of Ukraine lies with the EU, and Slovakia will continue supporting this integration path.
As the Holy Father, Pope Francis, said during the general audience on last January 25th, I encourage your efforts to establish respect for the principle and the norm of international law and fundamental human rights.
Russian aggression against Ukraine is unprecedented breach to international rule and order. Aggression is a direct attack on democracy and European values. So that's why the Ukrainian people are fighting for us, are fighting for European values. That's why we Europeans must stay with them, must support them with all means we have at our disposal. On behalf of the European Commission, I can say that we will do all what is in our hands to support Ukraine.
Russia's escalating war of aggression against Ukraine constitutes a manifest violation of international law. We condemn it in the strongest possible terms.
Our countries stand side by side in the face of Russian aggression.
We demand that Russia immediately, completely and unconditionally withdraw all of its military forces from the entire territory of Ukraine within its internationally recognized borders.
This crime of aggression cannot be tolerated under any circumstances.
We are united to continue working together to ensure full accountability, including by establishing a special tribunal for the crimes of aggression against Ukraine.
Many children have been killed and wounded in Ukraine. We strongly condemn the crimes committed by the Russian invaders against Ukrainian children, including the reported transfer of thousands of children to Russia for adoption and naturalization. This inhumane practice must stop.
Our belief is that strengthening sanctions against Russia is needed to avoid further attacks on civilians and critical infrastructure.
We express our support for the Ukrainian peace formula and our commitment to actively work with Ukraine on the 10-point peace plan.
As Presidency of the Council of the European Union, Sweden is highlighting the strong priority for continued EU political, economic, military and humanitarian support.
As G7 presidency this year, Japan will lead G7 discussion to reaffirm our commitment to the international order based on the rule of law. G7 will continue to work closely with Ukraine and continue to support Ukraine as long as it takes.
Turkey stands in full solidarity with Ukraine, and its support for Ukraine's territorial integrity and sovereignty remains steadfast. We will continue our diplomatic efforts for a just peace and to play an active role in the Black Sea Grain Initiative to ensure global food security.
We remain committed to providing support, along with partners, to Ukraine's recovery and reconstruction.
We are determined to support Ukraine until victory and restoration of its legitimate rights.
We are grateful to all our reliable and true partners, genuine friends, who work and fight with us in responding to Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. We stand, we fight, and we will win, because we are united. Slava Ukraini!